Trump administration sending additional forces to restore order to Los Angeles as anti-ICE riots enter into the 5th day.
So let's get right to Jonathan Hunt. He's live on the ground in L.A. Hey, Jonathan.
Ainsley Lawrence Brown, good morning to all of you. I have to say that 24 hours ago, we joined you from this precise location outside the Metropolitan Detention Center. Very different scene then that it is now.
What the hell is happening in Los Angeles? Anti-ICE protests have exploded into full-blown riots. And now, U.S. Marines are being deployed on American streets. Yeah, you heard that right.
Thousands of protesters were once again on the streets of downtown LA, but the LAPD operation, along with the Sheriff's Department and the California Highway Patrol, seemed a lot more efficient yesterday. They broke the protesters into various groups. They continually pushed them back using tear gas rounds, using flashbangs, using, in some cases, rubber bullets. In the meantime, as you mentioned, President Trump has ordered Marines now to come to LA. We understand that 700 Marines left their base at 29 Palms, that is out towards the Palm Springs area, east of LA yesterday. We believe that they staged overnight at Naval Station Seal Beach and that they should be deployed on the streets of LA at some point later today.
This isn't just about immigration anymore. This is about law and order, and whether local and federal agencies can even keep control.
California Governor Gavin Newsom said of that deployment, quote, "The Secretary of Defense is illegally deploying them onto American streets so Trump can have a talking point at his parade this weekend. It's a blatant abuse of power. We will sue to stop this." Nonetheless, President Trump and others will say that their deployment of the National Guard on Sunday clearly made a difference, that those Sunday clashes were much more violent than they were on Monday, and they will argue that that is because, in part, they are surging forces here.
And what's California's governor doing? Suing the Trump administration for deploying the National Guard. Are you serious?
Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, announced on Hannity last night that they have formally identified him. Here's the Attorney General.
That guy has just been identified, and they are doing a search warrant on his house as we speak. So you can run, you can't hide. We are coming after you federally. If you assault a police officer, if you rob a store, if you loot, if you spit on a police officer, we're coming after you.
Meanwhile, the feds are coming down hard. They're tracking violent protesters, issuing warrants, and making arrests.
They're all saying these are peaceful protests. If you watched our network last night, you saw they were not.
Yeah.
These rioters were throwing frozen water bottles at police. They were waving Mexican flags, burning American flags. They were handing out earplugs and gas masks, throwing Molotov cocktails. They hid baseball bats in the bushes. They lobbed fireworks and sticks at police. And I did see people being arrested. Lawrence, on my drive into work, I was on social media just reading some of the articles. Lots of people were being arrested. There was one lady that punched a cop, and they put her on the ground. They arrested her. And I read that since Friday, there have been 60-plus people arrested.
The problem is when they say the peaceful protesters, it's all organized in the sense of you got the people that throw stuff at the cops, and then the people that aren't throwing things, they use themselves as a shield, and they hide themselves behind those people. So you got to break it all up. I just worry about the whole situation. Anyway, we got to move on.
But while the streets are burning, some politicians are still calling these riots peaceful protests. Peaceful? Let's not forget who's paying the price here. Most of the businesses damaged, Hispanic-owned. Working-class communities being gutted while the elites argue over optics.
Also, it's important to point out most of the businesses that have been damaged are Hispanic businesses, and the ones that have been looted, like T-Mobile, as well as Foot Locker, Hispanic businesses. I mean, these were the owners there. So what the hell are you doing? Working class areas, defiling federal buildings, and looting when you can. I mean, just think about this. Who's going to pick up the bill for this?
So here's the question. Are we witnessing a fight for justice or a breakdown of the state?
So, Sheriff, I've been watching this all play out. They've defunded the police a long time ago. You got a shortage there when it comes to the cops, not only in LA County, but also LA at large. How's the response been so far?
Well, it's been decidedly underwhelming and late. Had the local law enforcement, be it the sheriff's department and the police department, LAPD, gone to the aid of the ICE agents when they were under attack initially back on Thursday and Friday, there would have been a very different outcome today in terms of the National Guard. Both agencies are down massively. They don't have the normal mobile field forces they can have readily available to address these issues. So the introduction of the National Guard via the president was actually welcome, because now that frees up local law enforcement not to have to surround and guard, for example, the Metropolitan Detention Center. But as you can see, it's too little, too late, and they let the problem get out of hand. And now they're trying to play catch up with us. And this is a lesson they failed to learn from 1992.
So, Sheriff, hopefully you can shine some light on this. We're hearing from reporters, people on the ground that are saying they got control of this. Meanwhile, I'm getting texts from my guys that are there on the ground in LA, and they tell me they still got violent offenders out there, and they're not being able to arrest as many people. What are your guys telling you?
Exactly the same thing, that it is out of our control in different pockets. And what happened, the worst that we saw on Sunday, was absolutely downplayed by the local media, by the politicians. They're all saying, oh, it's largely peaceful. No, it was largely violent. And the concentration of violent activists embedded within people that were just looked like they were trying to peacefully protest was a joke. Because that was you look at the destruction of the CHP cruisers, the shutdown of the 101 freeway. And if you look at the tagging and the broken windows throughout the downtown quarter, it's alarming.
Let me know what you think. Is this just another protest gone wrong, or a warning of what's to come? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more real talk like this.